Another suspected drug plane found near the Mennonite community of Blue Creek in Orange Walk District has been taken into custody. Over the weekend, a corporate aircraft departed from northeastern South America and was one of 4 flights being tracked by regional authorities upon takeoff.
On that night in question, Saturday night, we were actually monitoring 4 trucks at the same time that left out of Venezuela. And in the absence of direct intelligence as to where exactly the planes will land, we have to find ways to deploy officers in different strategic locations across the country. And it's a challenge, but we try our best to do that. And we did that Saturday night, leading into Sunday morning. We had our officers deployed all over the place, hoping that the plane would have landed at one of the locations where the officers were. But again, it went into the Blue Creek area, which is closer to the Mexican border.
One of those airplanes had its coordinates set on northern Belize, and after changing its flight pattern once entering its airspace, finally landed on a crewed runway within that area. The flight crew and the welcoming party had enough time to discharge the contents of the aircraft before escaping into neighboring Mexico.
Yesterday morning, police visited the Blue Creek area near the Mexican border, where they came across one narco-jet that was parked on a makeshift airstrip. Police conducted search of the plane, and nothing was found therein. Searches were conducted within the area where the plane was located, and again, nothing was found. We believe that the plane may have brought in drugs, and that the drugs may have been taken over the Mexican side.
According to Commissioner of Police Chester Williams, Mexican authorities have since been informed of the landing and are on alert should the illicit cargo and its couriers be headed in their direction.
We had since communicated with our Mexican counterparts to be on the lookout on the other side of the border to see if they'll be able to intercept the cargo of the plane. Now, just as the public are, we are also concerned about the landings of these planes within our borders. But this is a regional thing that law enforcement agencies are dealing with. We know last night Nicaragua intercepted a plane. We have had instances, I think Mexico also got one last night, a smaller type plane.
Narco-trafficking is a regional issue. However, Belize is woefully lacking in terms of its ability to successfully track and intercept drug planes entering its skies. It is a point that has been reiterated by the Ministry of National Security, one that is also emphasized by Compol Williams.
The truth is, it is not easy for us. The resources is lacking. I guess you all have read the release issued by the minister yesterday, where he outlined basically some of the challenges that we are facing. But despite the fact that the resources is lacking in terms of a secondary radar, we still do our utmost best to try and intercept these planes when they come into our airspace. Yes, we wish we could have intercepted more.
Notwithstanding these shortcomings, when asked if there is any consideration to deploy police and B.D.F personnel to the area on a permanent basis in relation to an installation, the response we've been provided is nothing shy of circumspect.
There are a number of things that we will be doing, and some of which we have done or we are doing that I'm not going to divulge. To go to war and tell your enemy what your strategies are, it's like committing suicide. So we're not going to delve too much into what we intend to do. But may I remind you that the Blue Creek area is a very wide area, and moving from point A to point B is difficult. It's not always good terrain, and the distance and the different possible locations where aircraft can land is a lot. So it's something that we have to look at to see what more can be done.
Around the same period in 2018, a total of 12 aircrafts landed in Belize. So far for this year, 7 landings have been recorded.
Last year around this time we have 12 confirmed landings. This year we have 7 confirmed landings. So our efforts have been able to deter many of these planes from landing, and they go over to either Mexico or Guatemala. And we think that it is paying off, but we also believe that we can do more. And we will do our best to do more. The ministry have said that we will continue to do our best to capture these planes. We are concerned just as the public are, rightfully so. But I want to assure the public that it is not that we're not doing anything. We're doing what we could with the resources that we have.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.